Here's a look at the lineups for today's game. The top three for Flamengo's U20s. Loran, Pedro Leao and Matias Gonçalves tasked with getting the goals against Bayern 04 today. And this is the lineup from Erik ten Hag. His first chance to send out an 11 in the colours of Bayern 04. Mark Flecken beginning in between the posts. Arthur Ben Havighorst and Ferdinand Pohl at the back. Niebe Domnich, Jeremiah Mensah, Axel Tappe, Osman Touré, Jonas Hoffmann making up a five-man midfield. Victor Boniface and Amina Adli, the top two for Bayern 04. Yes, it may be the Flamengo under-20 team that Bayern 04 are playing against today, but the under-20s are back-to-back Copa Libertadores champions, and they're in the midst of a competitive league campaign. They will be giving it everything to leave the field with the bragging rights of having beaten Bayern 04 on home turf today. Estadio de Gavea is the venue for this unprecedented friendly matchup, and we do have quite the backdrop for this game. It's not the place where Flamengo play their matches normally these days. The iconic Solo grandstand still looms large over the field, and that's where the camera is for today's game. The landscape behind, in the other direction, needs no introduction at all. We're playing in Rio de Janeiro, and the incredible views are on display for the fans at the venue and for everybody watching at home. Welcome to Rio. Welcome to Bayern 04's pre-season in Brazil. Settle in and get ready for the Erik ten Hag era to begin. It is a special crowd in attendance today. It's not the normal Flamengo audience, it's fair to say. The stand, which you can see to the side of the field, it's been specially built for this summer camp and this game. There's a small selection of Bayer staff, members of the Flamengo Social Club, local schools and local organisations. They've been invited with tickets for this special exhibition game between Flamengo's under-20s and Bayern 04. The Estadio de Gavea isn't a place for major matches to take place anymore. It's had to be specially reconstructed in a way to host this game in such an iconic and historic venue. And the teams are out onto the field, getting ready, lining up side by side before we get going. Esquenta, the name of this Bayern 04 Brazil tour. It means warm up and get ready. And that is exactly what Bayern 04 are doing as they start to cast the eye towards the beginning of next season in the Bundesliga and the DFB Pokal. It starts here in a way, it starts in Brazil, and this friendly is about to get going. This is it then. The pre-match formalities are coming to a close. It is almost time to get going at the Estadio de Gavea. Plenty of Brazilian heritage and history at Bayern 04, and it's a new chapter in the club's links to Brazil, one of the world homes of football. A special moment in the links between Bayern 04 and Brazil. Handshakes with the referee and the officiating team. Flamengo's under-20s in the middle of their season, fully up to speed and competitive. Bayer Leverkusen having travelled a long way for this pre-season camp in Brazil, this special, unique pre-season camp, the first Bundesliga team ever to take their pre-season to Brazil. It's been a long journey. There have been a few training sessions under Erik ten Hag in Brazil, but you'd expect it'll be the Flamengo U20s who are match fit and ready to go right from the off, but we'll find out which team will be taking the initiative in this friendly match. The result, of course, feels secondary in a way for Bayer 04. It's about so much more than that. This whole trip to Brazil, the whole Bayer 04 Brazil tour of 2025. You definitely imagine that Flamengo's players will be fired up to get a result nonetheless. Show Bayer 04, show the fans and the international audience for this game exactly what the Flamengo U20s are all about. They'll want to put it all out there today. It is, of course, an under-20 side for the home team, but Erik ten Hag's Leverkusen team features several faces from the under-17s and the under-19s. The likes of Ben Havikhorst in defence, Ferdinand Pohl, Nebe Domnik, Jeremiah Menza, Osman Touré. A lot of players involved in the junior setups at Bayer 04. A lot of young players with very bright futures ahead of them, of course. Leverkusen's under-19s getting all the way to the A final in the under-19 Bundesliga last year. It's a prestigious tournament, and they so nearly went and won it for the club. They did the team proud nonetheless by getting so close. Many familiar faces from the UEFA Youth League, familiar faces from the under-19s. They're getting the chance to show what they can do with the Bayer 04 first team as well today. Final stretches and warm-ups. It is time to go. It's time to get the ball rolling in Brazil. The two clubs with proud histories and traditions sharing the black and red colours. But it's Flamengo's U20s who wear the black and red today. Bayer 04 again in the bright white and pink. And they start knocking the ball around to the right-hand side. It's going to be a really interesting chance to see what Erik ten Hag decides to do. It's only the first game, of course. There's a long pre-season ahead, plenty of games on the agenda before competitive football rolls back around for Bayer 04. There's Bochum in just over a week's time. There's Fortuna Sittard in a friendly. There's Pisa a high-profile friendly against Chelsea as well in London before the Cup round 1 begins in the middle of August against Sonnenhof Groß-Asbach, and then Hoffenheim at home on the 23rd of August for the first round of the Bundesliga season. This is just the very first step on the road to those games, but this is nice combination play on the right-hand side early on. The ball across is blocked quickly, comes down, is knocked out towards the right-hand side by Mensah. It's well left there. Arthur it was, who of course has a lot of eyes on him today, Arthur, as somebody who's come through the Flamengo U20 side. One of a whole host of players who have graduated from this team. And Flamengo's U20s are ahead inside 90 seconds of football. Bayern 04 with the first attack, and Flamengo struck on the counter. Loran, the number 11, just slotted it past Mark Flecken. It bobbled its way into the corner, and the Brazilian side leads right in the opening phase here. The referee didn't particularly help Bayern 04 as they tried to attack from the right-hand side, but it was ruthless as they countered forward. Loran took it to the edge of the area and he dispatched it into the bottom corner. Ferdinand Paul was giving chase, but Bayern 04 were caught out of shape, and Flamengo's under-20s take the initiative. I said that they were in the middle of a competitive season. It's a team who know how to win, and they're a team that crucially are at full match fitness. You felt like they may be the team starting fully fired up and ready to go, and so it has proven at the Estadio de Gavia. Adli knocked it back into the defence to get this going again. Two Flamengo players down on the ground. Osman Touré knocks it down the left touchline back towards the defence for Bayern 04. Touré, only 17 years of age, just signed this summer from Schalke 04. He'll be one of the main players, you'd imagine, in the Bayern 04 under-19s lineup in next season's junior under-19 Bundesliga. Axel Tappe, another new face, as he knocks it back into the defence again, and Bayern 04 have to try and settle themselves. It's the 17-year-old Ben Havighorst. He started in 5 out of the 6 UEFA Youth League games, but Bayern 04 caught in possession this time, and the shot comes directly in. On target it was, but Mark Flecken, the new Dutch goalkeeper, he was behind it. Again, it's given away. Bayern 04 struggling to adapt to the conditions in the early minutes here. And that was the giveaway that led to the shot. Ultimately, Flecken, the goalkeeper, happy to get behind it. He's got plenty of experience, Mark Flecken. 80 Bundesliga games under his belt already. Seen as a really appropriate signing from Brentford, somebody with German Bundesliga experience, formerly of Aachen, Fürth, Duisburg, Freiburg. Somebody who knows his way around German football and can slot right into the team, as he has done in this first of Erik ten Hag's pre-season friendlies. Flamengo in with a chance again. It's Daniel Sales who slotted the ball across the box. Pedro Leao on the far side, unable to really make anything of it, but it was another good opening. And we've not even played 5 minutes yet. Hoffman just knocked it too far ahead. And there is a factor here at the Estadio de Gavia that the pitch quality, as you can see, it's certainly not too bad. It's definitely playable, but it's not exactly what a club like Bayern 04 will be used to, especially in pre-season. It's the kind of thing where clubs can normally set things up exactly the way they want. You can play on a pitch which has been almost curated just for your pre-season normally, but Leverkusen today having to contend with a pitch which is maybe more akin to a pitch that you play against in actual league football, something that's suffering from a little bit of wear and tear from games gone by. It's just something that has to be taken into account. And perhaps unsurprisingly, it's Flamengo who are more comfortable with that right at the beginning. This one cut out by Jeremiah Mensah as the ball was played dangerously across the box from the right-hand side, and this time the pass back towards Haverhorst goes astray and it'll go out for a corner, which is taken quickly. The home team looking to catch Bayern 04 cold if they haven't done so already. Second chance, and this one cannons off the crossbar. Mateus Gonçalves with a thunderbolt of a left-footed effort. It crashes back off the bar and away. Flamengo are fired up here. They lead 1-0 thanks to Loran on the counter. And they're pushing for more. It's chipped into space. Salis again down by the byline. He overhits the cross slightly, but it'll be picked back up on the far side. Matthias Viña. Into the box it goes. Flecken calm and composed in the aerial battle. Wasn't quite so composed for that one. Gonçalves biding his time and curling it towards the far corner, and so nearly putting Flamengo under 20s. 2 goals to the good. We haven't really been able to see yet what kind of thing Bayern 04 are hoping for today. They've gone with the 3-5-2 with Jonas Hoffmann in that number 10 role in front of the 4-man midfield. It's almost a 3-4-1-2. It's a good ball forward and it's brought under control, but Leverkusen can't hang on to it. Boniface and Adli at the moment have not had too much to work with. Adli marshalling the position there, but Jeremiah Mensah just forced away from the ball. Now this time the difficult ground catches out Clayton in the Flamengo U20 defence. That's lovely skill. Wide on the left, Flamengo looking to get away, but Axel Tappe has it back. And Niebe Dominic can try and look forward down the right side. He's still battling away. Well, if you were in any doubt as to the quality of this Flamengo U20 team, I'm sure they've given a good account of themselves inside these opening 10 minutes here. It's not exactly the pre-season kickoff that Bayern 04 fans were hoping for, I'm sure. There's still a lot of time to turn this around. There's a lot of time to learn important things about the team, about the players, about the tactics, about the manager. Still a lot to be played for here against the People's Club in beautiful Brazil. It's all been smiles, sunshine, good views, beautiful sights off the field. Bayern 04 will just work to try and bring some of those beautiful sights back onto the field. 9.5 minutes gone. The ball's with Daniel Salis. Scooped down the right-hand side, and it's right over the top, and it's really well weighted for Loran, the goal scorer. In towards the edge of the area. Shooting chance again. Great skill, fantastic footwork. And across the box it goes. And Arthur it is, the former Flamengo U20 man, no less, who cannot keep it out from right by the goal line. Pretty much exactly 10 minutes on the clock. Flamengo U20, 2 goals to the good. Mateus Gonçalves, who hit the bar just a moment ago. Now he gets the chance to unpack that celebration that he was waiting for. But look at some of the footwork here, down by the edge of the 6-yard box. He sent it across. And with the sun bearing down towards him, Arthur, the Brazilian defender, just poking the ball, unfortunately, towards his own goal line and into the back of the net. So many great players have come through this Flamengo team. One of the biggest traditional powerhouses of Brazilian footballers. There's one to chase down here. And Mateus Cunha, the goalkeeper, just had to react quickly to tap that away. Artur, as I mentioned, with Bayern 04 now, of course, ones who have come through the junior ranks at Flamengo. There's another Bundesliga player as well, Carlos Santos, the Eintracht goalkeeper, another one to come through this great club in Brazil and end up in the Bundesliga. But the likes of Vini Jr., Lucas Paqueta, Renata Augusto, Thiago Alcantara, players from this generation, players from previous generations, players with Bayern 04 histories and players with histories at some of the greatest clubs in the world, and many of them have come through the ranks at Flamengo. Zico being perhaps the most famous example of them all. This team that Bayern 04 find themselves 2 down against now. They are the 2-time back-to-back under-20 Copa Libertadores champions. They'll be playing in the Intercontinental Cup against Barcelona, and now there's a chance to reduce the deficit. Jonas Hoffmann just snatching at the shot in the end and sending it over the top from the angle. Got himself into a great position. The ball never quite settled down. He had to take it as early as he could. Sent it just up and over the bar, but Mateus Cunha with his outstretched arm, I'm not sure he would have been able to stop that had it gone under the bar. It's all ended up being irrelevant anyway, but signs of life from Bayern 04 here. The first spark maybe to get the creativity going and get Bayern 04 back into the contest. If anybody can find a way past Mateus Cunha, the man in light blue here, they will etch their name into the history of the Bayern 04 Erik ten Hag era. Leverkusen still waiting for their first goal scorer under the new manager. Problems here up front for Flamengo's under-20s. Loran scored the opening goal. Mateus Gonçalves set up the second, which will go down as an own goal from Artur. Flecken comfortable to come out, take control of the ball, well outside of his penalty area. Flamengo, as I said, still in the midst of a competitive season. They won their league in 2023. There's different kinds of league tables in the under-20s in Brazil. They were champions last year in the Carioca. In the Brasileirão as well, the under-20s champions 21, 22 and 23. 5th in the league table this season, or right now as it stands, as Boniface is penalised. Well, Flamengo wanted him to be penalised for the arm that strayed into the face of the defender, but Boniface had been fouled before that happened, and so Bayern 04 will get the ball back, and they'll go again with Ferdinand Pohl. Gets it across to Harvey Korst. Just need to keep some possession, try and settle into things here. Harvey Korst, this is better from Bayern 04. And then just as I say that, I gave the commentator's curse, unfortunately, to Jeremiah Menza. The ball bobbled away from his foot, and Flamengo have it back. Guilherme. It's Pedro Leao, the number 9, who's got 8 goals in the current season for Flamengo's under-20s. It's been their main goal threat. They won 4-2 in their last game on Tuesday. Mateus Gonçalves with a goal and an assist. Iago Teodoro with a brace in that game as well. Plenty of weapons in the team. They've shown that already. And with a little over a quarter of an hour gone, Bayern 04 2 goals down. Offside flag raised. Paul tried to take it quickly. He was stopped from doing so. He gesticulated towards the referee, feeling that a card should have been given for blocking that, but in a friendly, a test match, an exhibition, whatever you want to call it, the referee disagreed with Paul's assessment. Adli, good turn to try and skip away. Osman Touré unable to follow up. Gonçalves, good close control. On this kind of pitch, it's so difficult to showcase that technical skill. This is what the Brazilian players are so used to. We've seen the managing directors of Bayern 04 talking in the build-up to this. Of course, it took months to plan and prepare this pre-season trip to Brazil. It's unique and it's very special. It took a lot of effort to set up, and we've seen Simon Rolfes talking back to the days of Renato Augusto, saying he used to bring the foot volley, the thing that the players now who are staying on the hotel right by the beach, they're seeing it every morning when you leave the hotel. There's people playing foot volley, people all over the beach, just celebrating the beautiful game, playing it in a uniquely Brazilian way. And the players who played with the Brazilians throughout the 90s, the 2000s, they know about this football culture. Of course, the Brazilians have brought it to Europe. They've spread it far and wide, but there's nothing quite like being in the home of football itself, Brazil. It's just the lifeblood of the country, football, in so many ways, and Flamengo so keen to prove themselves here today against Bayern 04, and they've got another chance. Flecken makes the gather in the box. Pressure moments again at the back, but Mensah plays it away to the right-hand side. Now maybe an attack on for Bayern 04. Good movement. Boniface chips it through into the box. Will it fall for Adli to head it? It will, but the flag has gone up. Bayern 04 have the ball in the back of the net, but it will not count. Lovely link-up play. You can see what they were trying to do. Adli just drifting ever so slightly too early behind the line of the Flamengo defence. Still good for the confidence of Amina Adli that he won the header and he beat the keeper with it. So it's back with Mateus Cunha, the Flamengo under-20 goalkeeper. And we tick towards 20 minutes on the clock at Estadio de Gavea. Flamengo under-20s 2, Bayern 04 0. There's been so much action in attack in these first 20 minutes, especially from Flamengo, that the camera hasn't really had a chance to pan to the incredible backdrop that we've got here in Rio. The Cristo Redentor, Christ the Redeemer statue on Sugarloaf Mountain. It's all there in the background. The team will be taking a day trip there. They'll be going up together over the weekend. For now, though, the focus not on the sightseeing, the focus instead on trying to overcome this 2-goal deficit that Bayern 04 are up against early doors. Referee in the way of the pass from Mensah. Mensah, one of several players who switched between the under-17s and the under-19s in the season just gone. Shows a lot about the confidence that the coaches have in the likes of Jeremiah Mensah, that they can trust him in the under-19s. Players moving up swiftly through the age categories and getting closer and closer to the first team. Talking of getting closer to the first team as well, we saw Jirel Kwanzaa, Christian Kofane, new players arriving in Brazil just this Wednesday. Flamengo under-20s break away again. First touch came in from Loran, but he slipped away. He was appealing for handball there. Nothing given. Touré helps to clear it up. Jeremiah Mensah drops it off left with Havikhorst. Paul. We're sure to see plenty of personnel changes from Erik ten Hag throughout the course of this game. It'll be interesting to see how the shape changes and how the approach maybe changes. Now that the coach and the players have learned a little bit more about this opposition. Good passing over the halfway line. Go by a Nurfia. The referee sees nothing wrong as the attack crumbles. And Flamengo have it back with the goalkeeper. He'll drop it off for the defenders, and chasing in there. Now Adli has it back. Good pass into the box. Axel Tappe just ran out of room in the end. The first touch didn't help him out. It just bobbled before it came to the number 16. You could see it bounce up. It was a crisp effort at sending the ball back across the box. Nice idea by returning the pass there, but the 17-year-old Frenchman has moved on a free transfer from the under-23s at Paris Saint-Germain. And Axel Tappe was not too far away from giving himself a good chance at getting on the score sheet. Now look at the confidence of Matias Gonçalves, flicking the ball back and forth. No end product this time. Paul will leave it for Touré to take the throw in. Boniface. Great footwork from Boniface. Brazilian style from the number 22. Showcasing his footwork and his skill on the ball himself. There, Victor Boniface dancing through the Flamengo defence. But the shot ultimately into the side netting. Rode a little bit of luck at times there, but there was some brilliant skill. Dropping of the shoulder, physical prowess, and then the shot with the left foot. Powerful, but into the side netting and nothing more. It's dropped off really nicely. Flamengo win the aerial battle and knock it down to Loran. He's run into some space and he'll have a shot from distance. Flecken had to stay alert. Got down and gathered that comfortably enough in the end. It was a decent shot though. Picked out the corner for 1-0. Right at the start of the game, Loran, and was looking to do something similar on the other side there. If you are just joining us, Flamengo under-20s fired up, ready to go right from the off, and they scored within 90 seconds on the counter. It was this man, the number 11, Loran, who slotted the ball past Flecken for 1-0. And then not too long later, right on 10 minutes, came the second goal, and now we'll go looking for number 3, but it ends with a Bayern 04 goal kick, much to the displeasure of the Flamengo players, who feel that they should have had a corner out of that. It was punted across goal. Back it goes towards Flecken. He was beaten after 10 minutes when Mateus Gonçalves sent the ball right across the 6-yard box from close range. Arthur of Bayern 04, the unfortunate one to tap the ball over the line ultimately for an own goal. It's a shame that it had to be Arthur of all players, the one with the Flamengo past. Boniface. Space over on the right-hand side. 3 runners in the middle as well. Adli and Boniface waiting for it. Hoffman trying desperately to make some inroads into the Flamengo under-20 defence as well. It's just not clicking at the moment. It's Axel Tappe. He maybe had one of the best chances for Bayern 04 a couple of moments ago, but the control in the box just proving too difficult as the passes were fired back and forth on this pretty uneven surface. Joshua. Over the halfway line they go. Pedro Leao. Flamengo forced back into the defence. So we know that Flamengo's under-20s are match fit. They've proven that beyond all doubt, but they're getting ready as well, in a way. This is preparation for them for their Intercontinental Cup game. They'll play at the Maracanã against UEFA Youth League champions of last season, Barcelona. Barca's under-19s taking on the under-20 Copa Libertadores winners of the last 2 seasons. Flamengo's under-20s won the Intercontinental Cup last year as well by beating Olympiacos by 2-1. So a junior side it may be that Bayern 04 are up against, but in terms of trophies and the stature of those trophies, you could argue that Flamengo's under-20s are the most highly qualified junior team in world football. There's no older junior age group at Flamengo. And the tour is named Esquenta for warm-up. And in the first almost half hour here in Rio, Bayern 04 certainly getting a good warm-up. They've really been put through their paces by this young Flamengo team. Changes needed, and changes will surely come. Paul. Hoffman again really trying to take the game by the scruff of the neck here for Bayern 04. Trying to force the team and lead them forward. Two teams united by black and red, but it's Flamengo in black and red today. And they have the lead. Havichhorst, the 17-year-old defender. Good combination with Adli. It's Boniface who gets it back and threads the ball through towards Jonas Hoffman, the willing runner into the centre. It was just too far ahead, and Hoffman couldn't get on the end of it. Still more signs of life for Bayern 04. Chances growing now. Mensah, you wouldn't be surprised if Bayern 04 found the back of the net in the coming minutes. They have had the ball in the net once. Amina Adli nodding the ball past the keeper after a deflection in the area, but crucially the flag was up. Adli was offside after great combination play between Boniface and Adli. It's cut out by Arthur. Adli turns on the ball and can get away. Knocks it up towards the halfway line. Back it comes. white and pink shirts moving forward. Havighorst drops off the simple ball towards Boniface. He'll switch it to the right. Jonas Hoffmann wearing the captain's armband. Bayern Norcia dispossessed as they get to the edge of the final third. Hoffmann, the 33-year-old, he's got the captain's armband on, and he's really trying to live up to that stature, that reputation of being the captain as well in this game. You can see it. So much experience in Bundesliga football. Hoffmann, formerly of Hoffenheim, Dortmund, Gladbach. Played nearly 300 Bundesliga games. Trying to use some of that experience that he's got. He's been everywhere, he's achieved so much in the game. And this being a pre-season tour in Brazil, of course, a really unusual situation for most of the players. Players saying in the press conferences that they're not used to going further than Austria, really, for pre-season tours, but although it might seem strange to some, when you look at what other big clubs have been doing for many years now, it's nothing new at all to Premier League teams, to teams in Germany, the likes of FC Bayern, the likes of Borussia Dortmund. The pre-season tour overseas is nothing new at all. Bayern Norcia have so many roots and so much history with Brazil. It's just a wonderful place, of course. There's no excuse needed to come to Brazil for footballing reasons. It's also about just deepening, strengthening the cultural ties, the footballing ties. Bayer AG as well. They've got a lot of business, a lot of interest, a lot of members, staff members, a lot of important work going on in South America. And now with just over half an hour gone, Erik ten Hag has a chance to get his players in a circle and give them a bit of a pep talk, because it is what they need right now. They need to take on some liquids. The pitch getting soaked by the sprinklers as well as we get ready for the latter stages of this first half, but I'm sure the mini break here after half an hour will be exactly what Erik ten Hag wants. So Ten Hag busily handing out instructions to his Bayern Norcia 11, who trail by 2-0 here. Loran with the early finish on the counter. Mateus Gonçalves sending a ball across on 10 minutes that was poked home by the unfortunate Arthur into his own net. The former Flamengo man making it 2-0 to his ex-club. Flamengo traditionally play their games these days at the Maracanã. Right now, it's the Estadio de Gavea, a symbolic and historic football stadium in Rio. The camera's actually at the top of one lone iconic stand. There's one big stand right in the middle of the pitch. It doesn't go all the way down to the corners. Just one tier that goes up very, very high. And the camera's up there. And the camera picked up that opening goal after just 90 seconds from Loran. A deflection on the way, crucial at taking the ball away from the new goalkeeper Mark Flecken. Nothing he could do. The deflection sent it spinning into the corner, and he was pretty powerless to prevent this one as well. Arthur should have done better inside the 6-yard box. He was unfortunate as the ball bobbled towards his foot and rolled over the line agonisingly to give Flamengo under-20s the 2-goal lead, which they've held for the following 25 minutes. So now the change made. Niklas Lom, the 31-year-old goalkeeper, getting his chance with the gloves. Will we see sweeping changes already for either of the teams? Perhaps for both. Or will the managers decide to wait until half-time? Erik ten Hag did suggest that he wouldn't mind playing 3 variations of the squad across this game. And that would suggest maybe that we get plenty of changes now. Fewer at half-time and then some more earlier in the second half. Give 3 different lineups a chance to test themselves out there against Flamengo. So Flamengo's under-20s, not really in any rush, but we'll get back underway for the remainder of this first half. The official pre-season kickoff for Bayern 04, not at the moment going the way that the club wanted. Another of the reasons that Bayern 04 are able to really make the most of this trip to Brazil, as the shot bobbles wide in front of the goal of Niklas Lom. And of course there is the Bayer Academy. That's running in Sao Paulo. Paulo Sergio. A very familiar face. Paulo Sergio, who was here in Brazil to welcome the team on their arrival. He's involved in running that Bayern 04 Academy. And in terms of being a big modern European club, coming out to a major footballing nation like Brazil, it's really important in terms of the international relevance of the club. We don't bat an eyelid when other big clubs do things like this. Now it's Bayern 04's turn. It's great for strengthening the partnerships over here in Brazil. A footballing cultural exchange as well. Bayern 04 with a relatively large international fan base already. So there's a growing fandom in South America, especially thanks to that long line of more than 20 Brazilian players who've ended up playing at Bayern 04 in the past. There's a burgeoning Bayern 04 fan zone and fan community in South America. And they can extend that with this tour, and it's Flamengo under-20s who extend the lead. Lom got a hand to it, but he could not keep the header out. Flamengo leading by 3-0. It was more good work down the left-hand side. The through ball just about well timed enough to get the ball down to the byline. The chipped cross back towards the penalty spot. And the header had enough placement and power on it from the number 10, Mateus Gonçalves. He sent it back the way it came. The wrong-footed goalkeeper Niklas Lom got back across. He'll be annoyed to have not kept it out. He got a palm to it, but could not divert the ball wide of the post. So the team talk hasn't really got things going just yet for Bayern 04. They fall another goal behind, and now Lom will have to get that one sent up towards the centre circle. And the chase is on. Mensah. Bayern 04 to the edge of the box. The pass across the middle. Well, it's not cleared as well as it should be. Bayern 04 will get another chance. João Alves in the middle with the half-hearted clearance. And it had to be deflected up and over. Corner ball. Left-footed in-swinger. It's headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. Bayern 04 desperate to get themselves on the board. Arthur. Toure sent it out towards Jeremiah Mensah. Throw in given. Jonas Hoffmann to take. Bayern 04 have had the ball in the back of the net. Adley's header ruled out for offside. But it's Flamengo under-20s who lead by 3-0. We're into the last few minutes before the half-time interval. Javi Horst. Adley trying to do it all himself. Adley might win it back here. Toure. Adley again. The pass is scooped over back towards Amin Adley. It's not cleared. Leverkusen have it back just outside of the area. Tappé. Backheel pass. Toure. Shot blocked. It's going to drift out for a throw-in, is it? Or was it just kept in play? I don't think it crossed the line. Paul. Back on the ball for Bayern 04. It's a period of pressure before the interval. The long ball forward is too long. Jonas Hoffmann offside. Well, the result, of course, at this early pre-season stage, far from the most important thing for Bayern 04, but that's all well and good. You still don't want to find yourself 3-0 down at the interval. Erik ten Hag and the Bayern 04 players will be determined to start turning this around. At the moment, the match fitness, that extra edge that Flamengo's under-20s possess, it is making the difference. Loran trying to sneak through a gap that was never there. Hoffmann's down, having taken a bit of a swipe there from Guilherme, the number 8. Dominic, he'll get it back over on the right hand side, but he'll have to go backwards. Backtracking as we enter the 45th minute of the first half. The referee's whistle has gone. He's reaching for the card as well. It's Axel Tappé who's going into the book for the drag back there. There wasn't much of it, in fairness, when you see the replay. Flamengo could have continued the attack if they wanted, but ultimately they decided to go for the free kick instead. Stop the run. Get the caution for Axel Tappé and give themselves this chance with the dead ball situation right at the end of the half. Osman Toure lying down beneath the wall. You can see Alejo Sarco there, the Argentinian-Italian centre-forward who's come on for the latter stages of this first half, along with the goalkeeper Lom, who's been beaten once already. The 19-year-old South American bolstering the Bayern Norcia attack, but it's defence that they've got to think about right now in stoppage time. Free kick coming in, against the wall it goes. Adli again, who's been busy. I think he was the one who headed it up and away, but Flamengo have it back. Clayton. Iago. Leverkusen forcing their hosts backwards, and they'll win the ball back in a good position here. A chance to get forward perhaps. Second ball falls to Bayern 04 with Adli. Mensah moving it forward. Hoffman now. Didn't quite get it back to Mensah in time. Sarko was trying to make something of nothing there. Good touch by Neba Domnik. Dropped the shoulder nicely to get away. So we might well be just a few seconds away from the end of the first half of Bayern 04's pre-season kickoff in Brazil. The scoreline not reading the way that Bayern 04 and the fans watching are wanting this to be, I'm sure. Still a lot of room for improvement in the second half. But full credit to Flamengo's under-20s. Pass back. It was cut back by Loran. He didn't really give it a good attempt to find a teammate in black and red there. The pass was cut out. Wanderson can get it going again, and now Gonçalves. Arms out, appealing for a free kick, which wasn't going to come. And Ferdinand Pohl sends the pass out of defence. It's quickly back into the defence. Just not really enough outlets for Bayern 04 at the moment. And then the problem that plagued the team in the opening 5 minutes is back. The misplaced pass sends it out for a Flamengo throw-in. They've got that out of nothing, really, and Loran is making life difficult again over on the right-hand side. Loran, is he going to line up a shot with the left foot from distance? Yes, he is. He's crashed it against the post, and it should be another. 4-0. Flamengo under-20s lead. The shot ricocheted back off the woodwork, and the keeper Lom, unfortunately, was helpless after that. He sprang across to his right to try and stop it from going in with the initial effort. Loran it was who delayed the shot, but when he hit it very well indeed. It was bouncing towards the goal, and it fell kindly for Pedro Leao right in the middle. He had time to take a first touch, which wasn't a particularly good one. It meant that Lom could get back closely to try and close the gap. But Leao was there first, and he was not going to miss when the opportunity presented itself to make it 4-0. Well, the team certainly showing some effects from the long travel. They've only had a couple of training sessions before this matchup. It's not the ideal time to be playing the first friendly, perhaps, in a match situation. The players have got to rise to the challenge. There have been so many good memories on the trip already off the field. It's so important for the team as a whole. It's not always about just having the perfect conditions for pre-season training. It's about coming to places like Brazil. And not just for partnerships, not just for strategies. And now a chance maybe. Hoffman in the middle, didn't make a good connection. It's also about the players as people. Being here in Brazil, a cultural enrichment, another side of the beautiful game on show, and a real chance for the experienced players, yes, but also for the young players to just be in amongst this football culture in Brazil, to soak it up to simply take in this experience, but that's not to say that passivity in the match is what anybody wanted to see. And as the half-time whistle goes, after 5.5 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45, Flamengo under-20s have a resounding lead on the scoreboard. Erik ten Hag's team struggling with the turf, struggling to get the passes flowing and clicking. They've got 45 more minutes to sort it out after the break, but the half-time score from Estadio de Gavea in Rio is Flamengo under-20s 4, Bayern 04 0. Right then, the teams are back out for the second half in Rio. I think it's no exaggeration to say that the first half did not go according to plan for Bayern 04. Flamengo's under-20s lead by 4-0 at the break. There's another half to come. There's another chance for Bayern 04 to find their feet here. But for some, this will seem like a very surprising score. For others, maybe not so much. The under-20s of Flamengo, undoubtedly an extremely talented team. Back-to-back Copa Libertadores winners at under-20 level. Intercontinental Cup champions as well. They're ready to defend that particular crown in a few days' time against Barcelona, the UEFA Youth League winners too. The main thing, though, is purely the match fitness. This is how it is in football. If you're on your summer break and you're just training, you've just taken a long trip and had a couple of training sessions, it is such a difference against a team who are in full season swing and playing competitive football week in, week out. The technical quality of these players as well. At Flamengo, the skill on the ball, as we see some more fleet footwork there in defence. They've come out to make a statement against Bayern 04, and they certainly made it in the first 45 minutes with 4 goals. Another factor, of course, adding in there is that Erik ten Hag, being a long, long way away from the DFB Pokal, the Bundesliga, the competitive football season, he's not really looking to put together an 11 right now with too much thought about the season ahead. It's just a first chance to put the team through their paces in a match situation. The defence for the first half, of course, made up with Arthur, who doesn't traditionally play in that central defensive role. Javi Horst at the age of just 17. Ferdinand Poel just 18 as well, and you could see at times that the defensive midfield players and the defensive trio weren't really linking up in the way that you'd want to. And in a competitive match situation, things would be done differently, choices would be made differently, but still, the Bayern 04 players, they'll have taken that to heart, they'll have taken it personally, and they'll be out to try and make amends, at least to some extent, in this second half. We saw Alejo Sarko coming on late on in the first half. He's up front with the number 18 jersey. We did see Amina Adli head the ball into the back of the net, but from an offside position, crucially. After this, Leverkusen continue their pre-season training in Rio. They're staying out in Brazil for a few more days after this. They've got the trip to Sugarloaf Mountain to see Cristo Redentor, the Christ the Redeemer statue. There's a match as well, Flamengo against Fluminense. They've been invited to take in that senior team game, and from the quality of the under-20s here, you can see why Leverkusen are not playing this friendly against the senior team, given their particular situation in the season as well. And I think it was a surprise to many just how well the South American teams did in the Club World Cup, and that's another equal factor. Those teams coming in from South America were just ready to go. They weren't at the end of a long season. They weren't in the middle of a preparatory phase. They were just ready to go in the Club World Cup. And the South American teams really impressed on that big stage. And they impressed as well off the field, in the stands. South American football, especially in Brazil, just so well supported. Great colours. Brilliant, vibrant atmosphere in the grounds when the South American teams were involved. And it's fantastic to have Leverkusen here in Brazil being a part of that. Arthur might find Adli in the box. Can he get it back across to a teammate in the middle? It was fired across the face of goal. Touré's gone down. There's a good battle there between Touré and the number 17, Felipe Teresa. No free kick going Leverkusen's way. Throw in for Flamengo's under-20s instead. So if you're just joining us for the second half, well, it's great to have you with us here from Brazil. If you didn't tune in rather for the first half, this might come as some surprise to see the team 4 goals down. Loran scored on the counter right at the beginning of the game. Gonçalves played a ball across that was knocked across the line by Arthur for an own goal. Gonçalves himself later on in the half headed the ball past substitute goalkeeper Nicolas Lom, and then Loran cannoned a shot against the post which Pedro Leao was able to tap in for 4-0. Leverkusen struggling to get to grips with this technically talented Flamengo under-20 side, full of confidence on home turf. This time Lom can get down and gather it. It was a good teasing cross towards the back post. Came off the head of Havichhorst in the end. Not a great connection with the volley. Havichhorst appealing for a foul. And this young defence with Havichhorst and Ferdinand Pohl will get things started once again. And now Axel Tapé, another very young player. And they're certainly picking up some experience against this Flamengo side. And it's an unusual test, of course, for Bayern 04 as well. Players looking for the step-overs, using the technical skill at all times. They want to show off the Brazilian style of football, and why not? You won't see that in the Bundesliga all that often. So different. A real challenge, and now a shot! Coming in from outside the box, Alejo Sarco. Turned well, struck it well too, but it was always rising up and over the top. 6 minutes into the second half. Sarko registering maybe the first one for the highlight reel after the break for Bayern 04. Well, first things first. Leverkusen just need to get one. The first goal of the Erik ten Hag era. They need to get something into the back of the net. Somebody will have the extremely unusual honour of being able to say that they've scored for Bayern 04 in Brazil. There won't be too many players who can say that over the years. As Loran tries another rather speculative effort. He's a bit of a specialist at that. Gets the low bobblers, but gets them right into the corner. Lom had time to spring across and get his hands on it. Adli. Space on the right-hand side, but again, just not quite on the same wavelength. Arthur was wrong-footed, and he could have been in down the right flank. Gustavo will take the throw-in for Flamengo. Joshua clips it back towards the goalkeeper. It'll be Damata who starts things off from inside his own box. Adli giving chase. There has been a bit of chasing shadows for Bayern 04. Joshua. They'll try and knock that one around the corner, and the foot race is won. Gustavo into the box and into the far corner. And that is an extremely well taken fifth goal. Well, the evidence of the match fitness and the match sharpness was on full display there. The clipped pass around the corner looked to be a shot to nothing, but it was weighted perfectly, and Gustavo just had the yard of pace. Nebedomnik couldn't quite keep up. Gustavo using the bobble of the pitch as well to his advantage. Took it so well, just scooped the ball up with the laces and picked out the corner for 5. Unfortunately, in the early stages of the second half, it doesn't get any better for Bayern 04. Flamengo's under-20s extend the lead through Gustavo. Tappy. Paul. More miscommunications in the defence. Javi Horst was unable to get onto the ball. Now block it off in the D. A shot from range. Joshua running in with the number 7. Caught it first time with the right foot, but it was deflected up and over. Corner kick, Flamengo. Header down. Referee waves away the smallest of handball appeals. Now it's into the box for the header. Well, the chance was there. D'Amata went for placement rather than power. Didn't quite get the placement that he needed. Sent it wide of the far post. And it's a little let-off for Bayern 04 as they still look to find the first real foothold in this game. They've had periods of pressure. Adli has had the ball in the back of the net with the header. But it's Flamengo who are playing a pretty irresistible brand of football right now. Adli felt that he was caught there by the number 5, João Alves. Well, the referee didn't see anything that he felt was worthy of a free kick. But Erik ten Hag sends on a pretty much all-changed lineup now with the hour mark looming. On comes Granit Xhaka. One of a whole number of changes here. So Grimaldo gets things going. What can this new look Bayern 04 muster up from 5 down? Space on the left, maybe willing runners in the middle. Schick's in there. Xhaka sends it down towards the byline, but it's cut out at the last moment. Flag was up anyway. Free kick given. Joshua who gets back to his feet. Guilherme will get this restarted for Flamengo's under-20s. Iago, who's given this one away, now maybe a chance to get something forward. Keeper in no rush. And Leo Nanetti, who's on for the second half, will pick that one up slowly. Paul, who stayed on after that swathe of changes. He exchanges the passes with the goalkeeper. Now, space maybe on the right-hand side. Who's in the middle? In white and pink. Back it goes to Xhaka. Palacios. Xhaka, good ball out to the right-hand side. Now a decent delivery. Schick was in there waiting for it. It almost came his way, but Felipe Teresa can get it clear. Flamengo forced back into the corner, but they'll win the free kick. Brings to an end a little build-up of Bayern 04 pressure just after the hour mark. So more changes. This time it's Flamengo under-20s turn to bring on some new faces. So Xhaka's down, looks to be in a bit of discomfort. 62 minutes gone. Here's the 5th goal of the day for Flamengo's under-20s. A scooped finish. A really good run and finish from Gustavo. It doesn't get any easier for Bayern 04. Plenty of new faces are on now though. Andrich. Xhaka. They've combined well. They slip it down the left-hand side. Is there a willing taker in the middle? Schick was there, but it didn't come to him. It's still alive, maybe. Whistle has gone. It was cleared off the line anyway. Better from Bayern 04. Well, the flag looks to be a little bit of a harsh one upon closer inspection there, but it was cleared anyway before crossing the line. Paul beaten to it, but Andrich can clear up behind. Chance to get one in. And again, Bayern 04 go close, but with no reward for their efforts. The ball clipped through the middle. This time the flag was delayed. But again, the ball cleared just before the goal line, and there was a nasty looking collision with the post too. Great drop of the shoulder. So close for Nathan Teller. Bayern 04 corner. It's over everybody in the box and it's going to drift away. Mora can let it run out of play and Van der Son will come over to take the throw in. Drop ball from the referee, Xhaka, who's continuing after being down in some discomfort a little earlier. Andrich on the halfway line. There's plenty of youth players, not only the ones who we saw starting in the first half, but there's more who've made the trip to Brazil with Bayern 04. Goalkeeper Simeon Rapsch, just 17 years of age. He's travelled to pick up some experience. Nieb Domnich, who was in the starting lineup today. Ben Havighorst, who we've seen in defence as well, alongside Ferdinand Poel and Osman Touré. They're just some of the young players who were thrown right into the action, along with Jeremiah Mensah. There's the former Kaiserslautern man, Montreal Culbreth, just 17 as well. Emmanuel Owen, the right winger. Dustin Buck, signed from Augsburg, under 19s. Ken Isakor as well. These are the players who've made the journey and have a chance to maybe get in amongst the action if they haven't already. It's controlled wide on the right. Again, white and pink shirts waiting in the middle. And again, it misses Schick, and it's really sliced back towards the goalkeeper with a bit of good fortune for the Flamengo defenders. It's bowled out by Nanetti. Cleared in a hurry. Can Bayern 04 win this back? .67 minutes on the clock. Andrich in possession, right on the halfway line. Again, he'll find Ferdinand Poel. Bayern 04 in Brazil. A unique experience playing in Brazil for pre-season. But on the field in this first match scenario test of the summer off-season, it is not going the way Bayern 04 wanted it to go. I'm sure if you're tuning into this, you were hoping for a different result. Maybe to see some Bayern 04 goal scorers, some players starting off the Erik ten Hag era with some feel-good goals, but Flamengo under-20s have had another idea. We certainly knew they were tough. We knew it was going to be a difficult outing today against proven match winners, a team that just know how to win competitions, be they league competitions or cup competitions, and a team that are fired up and ready to go in the full swing of the competition. But they have thrown everything at this Bayern 04 team. They haven't given the young defenders time to settle. They've played with confidence. Now Scholler cutting in from the left-hand side. What can he do from there? Blasted across the face of goal. And not too far wide. Would have been a spectacular effort from the number 21. Scholler going all the way around the corner, down towards the byline and cutting back himself. Therefore firing off target ultimately. Palacios from the centre has done well to work this out towards the left-hand side. It looked like Palacios would be caught there by several black and red shirts that were around him. Teller fighting with Xhaka to win that ball back in the corner, and now the passes are well worked and there should be a goal back, and there is a goal back. Bayern 04 are on the board in Brazil. Great link-up play. Palacios sent it back down to the left-hand side and started off the move that would finish with Bayern 04 getting on the board. It wasn't the cleanest or the crispest of finishes, But it does not matter. It's back already with Leo Nanetti. Andrich sends it into the middle. Tapsoba. Palacios. He's got a little bit of room. Lifts the ball out towards the left. It's cushioned down towards Grimaldo. Palacios. Grimaldo again, and Leverkusen are into the box, and there's another chance maybe to cut one back. Suddenly Bayern 04 have found the danger once again in front of goal. Step inside, and the scooped shot up and over the top. Nanetti in the Flamengo goal now. Suddenly, much busier. Here's the next chance. The keeper had to get across and punch it away from right by the posts. Tapsoba has it in the defence. Foul there on the goalscorer Culbreth. Scored one and nearly had a second straight away. Fabiano penalised. Now, Leverkusen looking menacing. First touch in the box. Just sent the ball bobbling a little bit too far forward. It gave the Flamengo defence a chance to clear up. And that's a lovely challenge though. Palacios fighting hard, scrapping hard. And the football continues. The referee allows things to play on. Flamengo will get it back. And they'll lose it with the back heel. Xhaka. Palacios picks out Tapsoba. Tapsoba's pass down to the left-hand side. Again, white shirts moving forward. The flag was up for offside. There won't be a free kick for Bayern 04 over on the left. Instead, it'll be a free kick against Teller, who was in the offside position. So it's been a good spell since at least pulling one back via Montreal Culbreth. It was a scrappy finish to reduce the deficit to 5-1. Culbreth nearly got another one just about 2 minutes afterwards. Can Bayern 04 pick up that pressure again and start forcing Flamengo back as they now try and squeeze a bit of the life out of this game? The under-20s of Flamengo, they know they're in a winning position, of course. They're looking very comfortable on the scoreboard. They don't want to crumble. Now, the Bayern 04 side has had a lot of changes for this second half. Plenty of experienced heads coming on. Grimaldo, Xhaka, Palacios, Schick, Teller, Andrich and more. Culbreth has come on and scored. Now another chance maybe. It has to be headed away. Corner ball. Gustavo, scorer of goal number 5 for Flamengo. He wasn't taking any chances. The cross was a good one. And Patrick Schick was waiting right there to try and steer that one in. Scored 21 goals in 31 Bundesliga appearances last season. The Czech forward, Patrick Schick. Bayern 04 corner. Glanced on, headed up and over. Andrich it is who's tracking back. Having seen that one just slice out of play. Well, things might not be going the way of Bayern 04 today in this first of the pre-season friendlies. And this is the one, of course, with a lot of eyes on it, being in Brazil. Part of this unique tour of Brazil for the pre-season for Bayern 04. It's a special experience to be here, even if the team are trailing on the field. Just a special experience for everybody in the team. Not necessarily ideal from a match fitness perspective for today, as we've seen. This is just a first chance to really train over 90 minutes in match conditions. Erik ten Hag not really looking at a Bundesliga 11 just yet. They're playing against a team in form, and it took them just 90 seconds here to open the scoring through Logan. The finish taking a crucial deflection from the edge of the box as well. And that inauspicious start has rather summed up how the day has gone on the field for Bayern 04. If you do want to catch the rest of the pre-season preparations, though, once the team are back in Germany too, keep following the social media accounts for all the content and all the updates from Brazil. Still a lot to do on the plan. Plenty of training. Plenty of cultural experience as well, and trips, sights to see for the Bayern 04 players and staff in Brazil. But when they come back, there's a friendly on the 27th against Bochum, another friendly against Fortuna Sittard on the 1st of August, Pisa awaits on the 5th, and then a big game against Chelsea in London on the 8th of August. And that is before the DFB Pokal kicks off with round 1 away at Sonnenhof Großasbach on the 15th of August. And then Hoffenheim wait at home for Bayern 04 in the first round of the new Bundesliga season. All of that to come in the middle of August. But more training first from the Eagles' Nest, and plenty more friendly games for you to keep track of. You can see the team take shape under Erik ten Hag as Bayern 04 look towards the new season. There is a bit of taking shape to be done, but the positive from this game at the moment is the goal there from Culbreth. The first goal of the Erik ten Hag era for Bayern 04. A rare chance for a Leverkusen player to score in Brazil for Bayern 04. And it's Montreal Culbreth who's cut the lead by 1 at least. The pass is chipped forward down the left-hand side. It's onside this time, crucially. Teller brought it down well, and it's back with Palacios. The clearance is sliced. It's up, but not away. Keeper just pats it down. And Nanetti, again, in no hurry now, with around about 10 minutes of normal time left to go. We saw 5 minutes of stoppage time in the first half played. Given the interval midway through the half, we did have a stoppage in this half as well. The team's getting a little water break, and Leverkusen especially making several changes. Here's a good run. Grimaldo dribbling through, showing his best footwork. The Bayern 04 players trying to rise to the challenge. The technical skill on display from the Flamengo under-20s today has been really outstanding. It's not something you see in a usual match. And it has been, of course, very difficult for this young Bayern 04 defence to cope with. Yes, it's an under-20 opponent. Leverkusen have got several players who've been out there for the large part of this game who are younger than under-20 level. Player down in the middle. Bayern 04 hoping for a penalty. Nothing coming at the moment. They might have to put it out of play though. Tapsoba. Andrich and Palacios linking up as Bayern 04 move it forward. Into the last 10 minutes of the game we go. Culbreath. Paul moves it along, and Palacios will do the same. Tapsoba. Would be nice to get another 1 or 2 on the board for Bayern 04 before the end here. It's hooked up and away. Good first touch there. Brilliant movement, but the free kick goes against Nathan Teller. It's disappointing. After some good work, it was a great first touch. You could see exactly what he was trying to do. Just clambering on the back of Van der Son. And the referee didn't like what he saw. So it's coach Bruno Pivetti, and it's his turn this time to perhaps make the last change of the game for Flamengo's under-20s. Feels like they've made so many subs at this point that they must be rolling. Wants a chase maybe for Schick. Out it goes, and it's acrobatically caught in the dugout. Throw-in taken nowhere near the ball, went out of play. Free kick by Bayern 04 in the Flamengo half. Will it be taken short, or will it be a chance to send players up into the area? They'll take it short, and they'll try and take it quickly. Palacios looks left again. Granit Xhaka. Good pass down to the left-hand side. Schick's running in the middle. First challenge is ridden. Schick tries to steer it goalwards, but it's blocked at the crucial moment. Flamengo riding their luck now. The chip and chase tactics of earlier on in the game don't seem to be working as effectively now. And that's great movement. Good physical play from Schick in the area. Now it's Bayern 04's turn to give the young defenders of the other team some difficulties. It's really well dealt with, actually. It's Felipe Vieira, who had to work incredibly hard there against a Czech striker. 85th minute. Corner ball by Bayern 04. Sent in and volleyed towards the goal. Off the post it comes, but it crashed back off the woodwork. I think this one's spun all the way round and stayed in play. Bayern 04 need to stay alert to the danger here. It's Scholler again. He's already had one brilliant run forward. This time he went for the square ball instead of the shot. Didn't quite pick out a teammate in the position that he wanted to. And that's a timely intervention from Palacios, who got back to stop the shot coming in, but Bayern 04 can't do anything with it, and they can't hold on to possession. More tough tackling. There's 85 minutes played in quite some heat and sunshine here. The players have still got the energy to really do battle, and that's the point of this kind of friendly game. It's just that match fitness over 90 minutes, the test in match conditions that can't be replicated in training moves, and that's a pretty tough foul. Palacios has gone down and temper's spilling over a little bit. Andrich trying to defend his teammates a bit. Teller giving a talking to the culprit as well. No wonder Palacios has stayed down in a bit of pain there. That was a reckless challenge indeed. And he's still down, worryingly, Palacios. Sitting up now at least. So there's a look at what happened. Fabiano with the smart move, just pushing his teammate away. Andrich. Culbreth. He's got the overlapping run from Paul if he wants it. Turns back instead towards Andrich, back into the centre circle. Tapsoba. Better from Bayern 04 in the late stages of the game. Can they finish strong with another couple of goals maybe? Is there anything more to add to the list of positives that have come out of this game in Rio? Culbreth sends it back once more. Paul. Patient play in the build-up, but Flamengo moving around well and tracking it, but the threaded pass down the left-hand side was a nice idea. Didn't quite work out, nor did that one. Tapsoba cuts it off quickly. Xhaka scuffs the pass across the field. And Bayern 04 are fortunate to hold on to this with Montrell Culbreth. "90 seconds of normal time remaining. There'll be a bit of stoppage time too. Maybe not as much as there was before the half-time interval. Chance for a cross. They've gone for the pass instead, trying to be a little bit too cute there with the run of Grimaldo. It was Teller who tried to cut it back and pick him out, and Teller will get it back here. Sent it out towards Patrick Schick. Xhaka just losing control. Hammering his fist into the turf in frustration. I think he trod on the ball there, or maybe got caught out by the turf. Again, both sets of players battling hard for the ball here. Nobody's giving up on this, despite the scoreline reading 5-1 in the 90th minute. Bayern 04 still fighting to get more on the board and try to make this scoreline look a little bit better at the end of the day. Vieira. All the way back to Nanetti. So this talented Flamengo under-20 team, they look ready to take on Barca at the Maracanã on the 23rd. That game coming up soon as the Copa Libertadores under-20 winners get ready to face the UEFA Youth League victors in the Intercontinental Cup. Flamengo under-20s are the current holders They will try to defend that title, and they look in fine form to go and do so. I'm sure the Barcelona under-19s will be watching this and trying their best to take some notes. Yes, Bayern 04 have travelled. Yes, they're in their pre-season and have only done a couple of warm-ups and training sessions, and some players have only just arrived in the country. But still, it's been an impressive showing, both in terms of technical ability and the confidence as well of Bruno Pivetti's Flamengo under-20s. They have exuded that confidence today, and it's been converted into a big win, which we're just about a minute away from confirmation of. Maybe less, maybe a little more. We're a minute into stoppage time anyway, and Flamengo have the ball. Now the long pass again. They've been so effective today. They've hit it towards the corner, and they've won the foot race to it. Xhaka sends it back. There are some positives to take from the Leverkusen perspective as well. Erik ten Hag, of course, with no real continuity across the 90 minutes here. Several changes made in the first half and in the second. But the team who are out here now at the end of the game, they've been able to sink their teeth into this Flamengo under-20 side a lot more than the team of earlier on, and Ten Hag, of course, opted for a very young makeshift defence tonight. He certainly wasn't picking the strongest team in terms of getting a result against Flamengo. But the players will have learned a lot. The coach has learned a lot. And there's more to learn, more to practice while they're out here in Brazil, and plenty more to do when the pre-season preparations continue back in Germany. 2.5 minutes into stoppage time at Estadio de Gavea. Is there one last highlight maybe for Bayern 04? Kelbreth sends it down the line. The ball's won back by Ferdinand Pohl, but the referee felt he did so unfairly. Pohl's played far more than 90 minutes today, and there is the final whistle. The official pre-season opener has not gone the way that Bayern 04 would have wanted it to. A chastening scoreline in the end, but Flamengo, the match-fit team, looking ready to defend their Intercontinental Cup trophy. They came out right from the off and brought the game to Bayern 04. And it's finished 5-1 in favour of Flamengo's under-20s. The big lead in the first half never looked in danger of changing. Bayern 04 were able to at least cut the deficit with 1 goal in the second half. 9 minutes after the break, Gustavo made it 5-0 to Flamengo's under-20s with a darting run and finished, which perhaps emphasised the difference in match fitness between the two teams. He just turned on the afterburners, got in behind the defence and scooped the ball over the goalkeeper for 5-0. Montrell Kelbreth was the only one able to get on the scoreboard as he rolled the ball across the line after a good Bayern 04 move down the left-hand side. He was able to tap in to reduce the deficit to 5-1. Montrell Kelbreth becomes the first goal scorer for Bayern 04 in the Erik ten Hag era. It's been a difficult start. Flamengo under-20s were fired up right from the outset, and they've come away with a big win here. But it wasn't about the results for Bayern 04 today. It's about the experience of being here in Brazil. It is about deepening the sporting and the cultural ties in Brazil. It's been a special game. It's been a special tour so far, and there's a lot more to come for Bayern 04 in this wonderful footballing nation of Brazil. So many former Bayern 04 players in attendance here, the likes of Paulo Sergio, who's involved in the Bayer Academy in Brazil, Renato Augusto, Henrique Zé Elias, and many, many more. Just part of the long line of Brazilian players who've come through to Bayern 04 and made their mark at Leverkusen. And that's one of the many reasons why Leverkusen are out here in Brazil for this pre-season friendly. It was not always about the results. It's about much, much more than that. But it has finished in disappointing defeat against Flamengo's under-20s. 5-1, the final score. But a lot more to come in this pre-season from Erik ten Hag and Bayern 04. Bochum, Fortuna Sittard, Pisa and Chelsea still on the agenda once Bayern 04 are back in Germany. But here's how the goals went in. This one coming after just 90 seconds. Flamengo opening the scoreline. Laurent's finish with a crucial deflection to start things off. And from that moment, Flamengo never looked back. They've run out. 5-1 winners on the day. Thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again for the rest of Bayern 04's pre-season friendlies before the DFB Pokal and the Bundesliga get back underway again with competitive football in the middle of August.